Aboriginal people have lived in Australia for over 40,000 years and know the area of land they live in really well. They know all the hills, rivers and rocks, and they have beliefs in how these things were made. These beliefs are called dreaming stories. There are many different groups of Aboriginal people in Australia. Each group has its own language, beliefs and customs. The Darling River has its own Aboriginal dreaming story. The river runs through western New South Wales, where a group of Aboriginal people called the Nyumpa lives. In this story, a water serpent who lived in a mountain gave water so that people could live in the lands below the mountain. A cod and a mudlark dragged the water through these lands, making a river that people could live next to. The Aboriginal people who live near Uluru tell stories of how the rock was formed and the things that gave it shape and other features. They say it used to be a big, flat sandhill that turned to stone. Dreaming spirits and ancestors help to create the caves, springs, shapes, and markings around the rock. In another dreaming story, the rainbow serpent fashioned the earth and then returned to a spot east of the Kimberleys, at a place where the rainbow meets the earth. The rainbow serpent's eggs fossilised and became what non-Aborigines now call the Devil's Marbles. The Aborigines know them as Kalu Kalu. Namagon, commonly known as the Lightning Man, is responsible for the violent electrical storms which occur on the Arnhem Plateau. According to Aboriginal Dreamtime explanation of this work, Namagon and his family came from the sea and travelled Australia for many years. He uses the stone axes that are mounted on his head, elbows and knees to split the dark clouds and strike the ground, creating lightning and thunder. Namagon's wife, Barinj, is mother to the grasshoppers, who come out early in the storm or wet season to look for their father. The McDonnell Ranges in Alice Springs is home to Jessie Gap and Emily Gap, which has some interesting Aboriginal paintings. Both gaps are important spiritual sites to the Aboriginal people. According to the dreaming stories, the landscape of Alice Springs and surrounding ranges was formed by ancestral beings. This large rock painting depicts the caterpillar dreaming. Aboriginal people often use artwork like this to tell dreaming stories.